How does fasting grant taqwa? Fasting was prescribed so that we may attain taqwa. During the month of Ramadan, we often hear the verse that fasting was prescribed for us so that we may attain taqwa, righteousness. What is taqwa and how does fasting help us to attain it? The word taqwa has a vast meaning: righteousness, piety, being conscious of Allah Almighty even though He is unseen, doing that which Allah Almighty has enjoined and avoiding that which He has forbidden. So how does fasting make us all these? Why should we attain taqwa? One reason, so that the Quran, the word of Allah Almighty Himself, becomes a book personally written for us.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Alif Lam Mim. Dhalika al-kitabu la rayba fihi hudan lil-muttaqin.
This is the book, and it is guidance sure without doubt to the muttaqeen, people of Taqwa, chapter 2, verse 1-2. Another reason? So that we are on the path to paradise promised for people of Taqwa. In many ayat of the Quran, Allah Almighty says that the reward of the people of Taqwa is paradise.
وسارعوا إلى مغفرة من ربكم وجنة عرضها السماوات والأرض أعدت للمتقين.
Be quick in the race for forgiveness from your Lord and for a garden whose width is that of the whole of the heavens and of the earth, prepared for the muttaqeen, people of Taqwa. Chapter 3, verse 133. One more reason. People of Taqwa have high honor and status with Allah Almighty, and He loves them. It makes us worthy of Allah's pleasure and acceptance.
بلى من أوفى بعهده واتقى فإن الله يحب المتقين.
Yes, whoever fulfills his pledge and fears Allah much, verily, then Allah loves those who are al-muttaqun. Chapter 3, verse 76. So to summarize, taqwa makes us closer to the word of Allah Almighty, the noble Quran. Keeps us on the path to paradise. Makes us worthy of Allah's pleasure and acceptance. What more reasons do we need? Allah Almighty knows best. Let us rush to attain taqwa this Ramadan. Some thoughts: how to attain taqwa. Fasting is first and foremost an act of obedience to Allah Almighty, therefore making us conscious of Him by fulfilling His commands. Humans realize the significance of anything valuable when we lose it. In the same light, when we abstain, we realize and appreciate the values of our blessings. It makes us almost beg for the objects of our desires back, and this motivates us to be grateful for them, and we turn to the source of those blessings by our obedience to Allah Almighty. Fasting makes us control our desires naturally. When one has eaten his fill, his desires grow, he is happy, he feels like he is on the top of the world. However, when one is hungry, his desires are weaker. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "O young men, whoever among you can afford to get married, let him do so, for it is more effective in lowering the gaze and protecting one's chastity. Whoever cannot do that, let him fast, for it will be a shield for him." Fasting humiliates and weakens shaitan. Thus it weakens the effects of his whispers on a person, reduces his sins and makes him more God-conscious, taqwa. This is because, as the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, shaitan flows through the son of Adam like blood. Fasting reduces shaitan's influence, thus one is motivated to do good deeds, and to give up evil deeds. The month of fasting is a training ground. By continuously doing good deeds, obeying the commands, being conscious, giving up haram and doing deeds that will please Allah Almighty, one becomes more aware of the importance of being righteous, and if he is sincere, this behavior will come naturally to him, will be part of him, making him more conscious of Allah Almighty. If you like this video, please subscribe and make sure to check the description.